What's going on, guys? Gabe McKenzie here, and with this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to attract wealth, abundance, or really anything you want out of life. So stay tuned because this video is going to be really interesting. You might learn a thing or two and might even change your life, and that is all coming up right now. What's going on, guys? My name is Gabe McKenzie with Marketing Made Easy. Welcome to my channel. On my channel, I teach entrepreneurs how to take their side hustles and turn them into six-figure businesses, and doing that with marketing systems and creating the right mindset to be able to go out there and get the life that you want to live so that you can live life on your own terms. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, first time seeing my face, go ahead, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you can get notified anytime I drop a new video. Now, this video is going to be really interesting because I just finished reading Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And let me just say, first of all, that book was intense. There's a lot of information in there, a lot of information. But essentially, what Joe Dispenza teaches is how our thoughts help create our reality. And if you can change your thoughts, you can change the reality that you have. Now, he goes really in depth in this book, like really in depth, talking about like metaphysics and quantum universes and all this kind of stuff. But I want to break a concept down for you guys and just try and make it as simple as possible so you can kind of understand this and actually try and apply this into your life so that whatever business you're trying to build, whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life, you understand that it is possible for you, that you can actually do this, and you don't necessarily have to have the skills or the talent. You don't have to work as hard. That there are certain principles out there that literally are for your favor, and if you can understand that, you can become self-empowered and you can go out there and create the life that you want. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in general, our thoughts create our realities. Now, how does that even happen? How does that even make sense? Let me explain. So, how you think our thoughts dictate how we feel or our emotions, okay? And then how we feel dictates the action we take, and the action we take dictates the results we get in our life. So essentially, if you can change how you think and how you feel, you will perform different actions which will get you different results. This is key right here. Now, how does this work and how does that even apply to you? Most people out there spend about 70% of their life in stress. What do I mean by that? All right, what do I mean by 70% of their life in stress? Let's take an average day, okay? Average day. You wake up in the morning, and what do most people do? They're either checking their email and they're filling their mind up with like, oh my gosh, things that I have to do, things I have to get accomplished. Their to-do list is starting to kind of download in their mind of like all the things they have to accomplish today that they don't have time to accomplish, right? Or they're on Instagram or on Facebook, on social media, and they're looking at, you know, other people. They're feeling insecure, or they're feeling FOMO, or they're just feeling like they're just not enough, you know what I mean? Before they even get out of bed, this is the thoughts that they're thinking, okay? And so then they get out of bed, they go into the bathroom, they use the bathroom, they brush their teeth with the same hand in the same direction, okay? Then they go into the shower, they take a shower the same way they always take a shower, all right? They go out, they dress up, you know, same typical style that they wear. Then they go downstairs, maybe they make a cup of coffee, or they order their favorite Starbucks drink, right? Same coffee, same drink. They get into their car, they drive the same route to go to the same work that they work, to see the same coworkers, have the same or similar conversations, to do the same or similar tasks, all right, and have the same or similar experiences. Then they leave work, they go home, driving the same route again, same route that they always drive. They get home, they make the same dinner, typical dinners that they usually make. They do the same activities, whether it's to watch the same shows, or maybe they read a book or whatever. They go to bed around the same time to wake up the next day and repeat this cycle over again. And secretly, they're hoping that their life will change. And this whole process is reactive, right? They're reacting to what they have to do, and they're reactive to other stimuli in their environment. And you're stressing out. Why? Because you're worried about your job, or you're worried about paying the bills, or you're worried about going here, or you're worried about seeing this, or you're worried about doing that, because we don't have enough time in the day, and we're just going, just trying to run our lives to the point where we don't even realize where time goes, and the day flies by, the week flies by, the month flies by, and we're like, where has time gone? And secretly, we're wishing that our lives will change. But my friends, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So how can we be living such stress-induced lives? Stress meaning we're doing these repetitive actions and we're doing the same things over and over again. We're thinking these thoughts, we're feeling these feelings, we're performing the same actions, we're getting the same result, and we secretly want our lives to change. Now, Joe Dispenza in his book, he teaches how do we kind of change these portions here? How do we change our thoughts? And how do we change our feelings? How do we become a new being, so to speak, so that we can get different things in our lives, right? So that we can create a life where we're not worried about money and be wealthy, or we can create a life where we're happy, or we're in a loving relationship, or whatever you want, right? How do we get to doing that? So this is how. Now, like I said, he goes really in depth. I'm gonna break this down and make this really simple for you guys, okay? In order to get out of this cycle or loop, right, we have to kind of get out of this stress mode, and we got to get into a create mode. Okay? You got to get into a create mode, because in a create mode, that's where you're going to be able to create a new life. Now, when you're constantly stressing out about things and you're constantly going through your day on autopilot and you're just doing whatever every single day, you don't have time to create. Like, and what does this create mode involve? Like, when you're stressed out about your job, or you're stressed out about the things that you got to do, or you're stressed out about your boss, or you're stressed out about whatever, okay? You don't have time to create. You don't have time for belief, all right? And to believe in things. You don't have time or faith, if you want to use that word, okay? You don't have time for inspiration. You don't have time to learn, right? Ultimately, you just don't have time to create new things. And if you're not creating new things, if you're not taking new actions, you're not going to get new results. So how do we get to this whole create mode? How do we bypass this stressful habit that we've created for ourselves and go into a more productive space where we can ultimately get what we want out of life? What essentially you have to do is change your personality, which we're going to go over right now. All right, so we essentially have to change our personality, and I hope I spelled that right. I don't know, but we have to change our personality, and our personality defines our personal reality. Gabe, what the heck are you talking about? Let me explain. Your personality is based off of your beliefs. And what are your beliefs? So all your beliefs are thoughts that you repeat over and over again that are based off of past experiences. Let me explain. So I believe that I'm an athletic person, but how do I believe that? I'm not gonna believe that if I've never picked up or done a sport ever in my entire life, right? That doesn't make sense. But I'm gonna believe I'm an athletic person. One, I have that thought that I'm an athletic person, but two, based off of my experiences. Why? Because ever since I was 5, I started playing soccer, and I played soccer all the way up to high school. And in high school, I switched from soccer to football and track. And then in college, I played intermediate sports, right? And then even after college, right now, I still work out. I still go on runs. I still am active, 3 to 5 times a week. So not only do I have the thought that I am athletic, but I also have past experiences to back that up. So essentially, your beliefs are your past, okay? Because they're based off of past experiences. Now let's take a step back and talk about your feelings or your emotions. What are feelings and what are emotions? Our emotions are also based off of past experiences. Let me give you an example. Let's say we're going on vacation next week. So now I start to feel excited, right? I start to feel excited. I start to feel happy. We're going on vacation. It's going to be a wonderful time. But how do I know to feel excited and how to feel happy. Like, I'm not telling my body feel excited, feel happy. No, you just naturally start to feel that. Why? Because your body is actually your subconscious mind. You can't control your heartbeat. You can't control your digestive system, right? These are things that happen whether you like it or not, right? It's happening subconsciously, okay? So with your body automatically generating emotions of happiness or joy, of excitement, of the thought of a vacation, how do you know how to feel those things if you've never felt them before in your past? Okay, so all emotions are a recording of our past experiences. Most likely, you've had a vacation before, maybe when you were a kid or just before in the past, and you had a great time. You had a wonderful time. You ate delicious food, you met cool people, you did cool things. And so now when we're going on vacation a week from now, your body remembers those emotions that you experienced before, and those are the emotions that you're gonna be feeling now, right? In the same way it happens with negative thoughts. Let's say you don't get along with your family, right? And I hope you do, but let's just say you don't, because some people don't. And Thanksgiving is in a week, and now you're starting to feel anxious. You're starting to feel worry. You're starting to feel dread. Why? Why would some people who love Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, and some people hate Thanksgiving, is because of past experiences. Maybe last year or previous years in the past, you had family gatherings where you guys fought, or there was a big breakout or something, you know what I mean? And that emotion that happened from there, that experience that happened from there, now translates into the emotion you're going to feel for the week coming up with your Thanksgiving dinner. You're going to feel that anxiety. You're going to feel that worry based off of your past experiences. So emotions, how we feel, are legit our past. Emotions equal our past. Now remember, before I erase the board here, our thoughts, how we feel, which is equal to our emotions, create our results, create our reality. Now, if you're thinking the same thoughts, this doesn't change. Now, if this doesn't change, you're going to be experiencing the same emotions. Remember? And the emotions are from our past. So if you're thinking the same thoughts and this stays the same, and you're having the same emotions, which is from the past, your results are going to be of the past. Guys, this is why no matter how hard some people try, they can't change their lives, and they keep on having things just keep on happening to them and nothing changes, right? No matter how hard you try to make money, for some reason you can't seem to just generate money. Or however, how many times you try to get in a relationship and the relationship fizzles out. Or however many times you try to lose weight, and you might lose a couple pounds for a couple months, or maybe 6 months, maybe even a year, but always every single time you end up going back and gaining that weight again. It's because the thoughts aren't changing, the feelings are the same, and you're creating the same results. And guys, it gets even crazier because this is a feedback loop. Meaning, if we're thinking the same thoughts and having the same feelings, it creates a different result, which ultimately creates the thought all over again. So let's say you have the thought that you're broke. Right? Terrible thought. You feel horrible because being broke sucks. And this thought-feeling combination creates the same result of you being broke. Now, because you're broke, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I am freaking broke. And this freaking sucks, it's horrible, which creates the same result. And away it goes in this loop. And this loop, this cycle causes stress. This is why a lot of people live most of their life in a stressful mode. And remember, like I said earlier, if you aren't in this create mode, you're not going to be able to break this cycle of constant stress, because it's in the create mode that you're going to be able to kind of break away from this crazy loop and actually create something that you want in your life. So how do you get rid of this stress? How do you break this cycle? You ultimately have to change the way you think, which changes the way you feel, which changes your results. And your results, as you change your results, guess what? your experiences change. And if your experiences change, your beliefs, which are a record of thoughts that you think over and over again, and your experiences will change. And as your belief changes about yourself, or if your belief changes about your situation, if your belief changes about what you're capable of the power that you have, of the ability to create any life you want, then your personality eventually is going to change. And your personality, if that changes, your personal reality will also change into what you want it to be. Now, if you're able to change your thoughts and be able to change your feelings, you're going to start to create different results. Now, you still have that action part here. Remember, there's still the action that you're going to have to take. But here's the crazy thing about this. Here's the magical part about this is if you can change your thoughts to positive thoughts of what you actually want to create in your life. And those thoughts generate positive emotions, emotions of joy, emotions of love, of courage, of confidence, emotions of excitement, of gratefulness, of thankfulness. Then you are going to want to take different action, which is going to create a different result. But also, those results will find you. Now, this is kind of where the whole law of attraction thing starts coming to play. If you've ever watched The Secret or familiar with that kind of concept of the law of attraction, this is where that thing comes into play, where people say, oh, if you think positive thoughts, then you can attract positive things. But they don't talk about all this other stuff in between. That's why The Secret gets a lot of criticism and all that kind of stuff, because they're missing a lot of this formula. But essentially, if you can create positive thoughts, create positive feelings, and start doing the action to get results, those results will begin to find you. Now, how does that happen? I'm going to erase this board here, and I'm going to explain that next. All right, so how do you do this? Your thoughts, the way you think, that's the language of the mind. Okay? Now, your emotions, the way that you feel, is the language of the body. And remember how I said the body is also the subconscious, right? Because you can't necessarily control this. Let's say like when you're feeling happy, you feel it, right? Or when you're feeling anxiety, you feel it. Your palms get sweaty, your knees get weak, arms are heavy. Shameless, I'm an unplug. If the thoughts are the language of the mind and your emotions are the language of the body, how does these two kind of work together? Now, let's say like you, all right? So this is what Joe Dispenza talks about and teaches in his teachings, right? So you have your brain, right? And you have your heart. Okay, so whenever you think a thought, no matter what the thought is, you create an electric field. All right? Now, whenever you feel a certain thing, you create a magnetic field. And the electrical field of how you think and the magnetic field of how you feel, both of them create a frequency, an electromagnetic frequency. All right? Now, this frequency is what essentially attracts things into your life. And this is what I mean, right? If you're thinking, I'm broke, okay? Like our previous example, if you're thinking, I'm broke, and you're feeling, terrible, bad, you're going to be producing, let's say like a small little frequency, and this is just like a wavelength, right? This is what you're producing in this broke mindset. Now remember what I said before, how your thoughts dictate your feelings, which dictate your actions, which dictate your results, right? Or your reality, which you experience. Now, if you're thinking like you're broke and you're feeling bad because you're broke, you're not gonna really be taking actions. You're gonna be taking broke actions, and your results are going to be said broke. But what's happening here also though is that as you're doing this, you're creating a broke frequency. You're sending that energy out into the world of I'm broke. And what's going to happen is even if you are taking these actions, broke, let's say broke has a similar frequency, is going to be attracted to you. Why? Because like attracts like, guys. And this is also why, let's say, but Gabe, I'm broke right now. I feel broke, but I'm taking action. I'm trying to change that. I don't want to be broke anymore. So I'm putting in the work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm doing the third thing. And I'm trying to change my life by taking action. This is kind of why things still kind of happen the way they do. And no matter how much action some people take, they sometimes still end up broke, or they end up in the same situation, because even though they have these broke thoughts and they're feeling broke, they're changing their actions because they think that their actions will help them get a different result. But this part here isn't fixed. So what happens is their thoughts are the same, their feelings are the same, so that they're creating the same electromagnetic frequency, which is creating the same broke frequency. So no matter what they're doing, you might be working in your business and then for whatever reason something just comes into your life, whether it's coronavirus, right? Or whether it's, you get discouraged for some reason, or maybe you're not making sales for whatever reason, or things just seem hard. Things just seem like they're just not working out. And so eventually you hit too many things, or you get too much rejection, or you hit too much failure, and then you just decide you quit. Or you become lazy, or you procrastinate, right? This idea that you had, this business that you've had for weeks or months or years now, that you've been wanting to do, but you haven't done yet, right? All these things are happening, and you're attracting. That's because broke is being attracted into your life, regardless of the action you're taking, because you're putting out that same energy. All right. Now let's flip the script here. Let's change the story up. And this is the good news, guys. Now, let's say you're a rich person, right? So a rich person is thinking rich thoughts, right? Because, they're rich, okay? Now, they're thinking rich thoughts. They're feeling good, right? They're feeling happy. They're feeling good, right? Because they're rich. Now, I'm like, hey, if any of us were rich, if you were rich people feel good, right? Like, you want $5, take $5. You want $5,000, take $5,000. I'm rich. I'm feel good. They're confident. Like whenever a rich person or someone of power kind of walks into a room, you feel that, right? You feel that energy. You feel that aura about them. Why? Because that rich person is thinking rich things. They are creating. They feel rich, right? And so they're creating a rich energy. They're creating a rich frequency. You can feel this, guys. You can literally, like I said, someone can walk into a room of power and everyone can turn around and feel it off of them, okay? And what's happening is, if they're thinking those thoughts and they're feeling the same things, they're doing rich actions, right? They're doing the work because they're thinking it, they're feeling good, they're doing the role. So now they're starting to get the results of money, but also, let's say money, right, it's my poor attempt at drawing money, has a frequency that's similar to that. Money is being attracted to them. Why? Because like attracts like. So this is why the rich get richer, my friends. This is why the rich get richer, because they also understand this, whether they know they're doing this or not. This is happening. And this is what the whole, like going back to the whole law of attraction thing, this is why the rich can continue to attract richness into their life. That's why it becomes so easy for rich people to make money, because now all of a sudden they get endorsed randomly, or people come to them and want to partner up with them, right? Or these opportunities get presented to them, right? How come a rich person is getting presented all these opportunities to make more money, while broke people aren't getting presented anything? They have to climb this ladder just to get to that point. It's because of this, guys. Because they're thinking rich, they're feeling good, they're putting out that energy, and that energy is also responding to them, and they're attracting that into their life. And this is why, if you can change your thoughts to be positive thoughts, and if you can change your feelings to be positive feelings of joy, of love, of confidence, and the list goes on and on. Despite, and this is the hard part, guys, despite your current environment, because if you want to create this energy frequency, and if you want to attract things into your life, you're going to have to think good and you're going to have to feel good despite everything that's happening right now. You might be broke, living, you know, in some closet somewhere, no money to pay, like, or no money to go on vacation or do your thing or to live the life that you want to live. And outside your environment is just not where you want to be. And it's hard to feel good and to think positively when you're stuck in a terrible situation or you've been dealt a shitty hand, right? But if you're able, and this is what Joe Dispenza teaches with his like books and meditations and all that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of out of scope of this video, but if you are able to think, what would it be like to be rich? What would it be like to be wealthy and have the life that I want? And then feel that emotion before the event. Feel rich before you're rich. Feel wealthy before you're wealthy. Feel loved before you're in a loving relationship. Feel empowered or feel inspired before you're an inspiration to anybody or everybody, right? If you're able to feel that, then you remember, guys, your feelings creates your belief. Right? You remember how I was saying before, your emotions, right? Your emotions and your feelings they're just the records of the past, right? And your beliefs are going to change your personality. And your personality changes your personal reality. All right, y'all? So if you're able to do these things, you're going to feel good. You're going to take the actions, right? But the actions, what's the difference between the rich example and the poor example, right? Because remember, you can still be broke, thinking broke, feeling broke, taking non-broke actions and still end up broke. Why is that? Because with your actions that you take, yes, you'll be moving toward what you want, which is, let's say, more money, but also you'll be attracting more money to you. So you don't have to necessarily work as hard. You still have to put in the work, but you're working with like the laws and principles of just how things work, right? And just how the world works. And you're going to make it much easier to get to the life that you want, to create the lifestyle and create the dream life that you want, if you understand this whole principle of how your thoughts and your feelings create your reality. All right, guys? So I hope this video makes sense. I know it's really deep and it gets deeper. Trust me, like these I don't know, like I hope I try to boil it down to as simple as possible. Like I said, if you want to learn more about this stuff, check out Joe Dispenza's work and just go to his website, joedispenza.com, or get his book. Their books are really good. And I'll be doing more. And let me know, guys, if you like these videos or if you like learning about these kind of things, I'll be happy to do more of these videos and kind of break these, you know, all these stuff down to like a little bit deeper. But check out that work if you want to learn more about this stuff. But guys, all in all, by the end of this video, if you don't come out with anything, come out with this. It is absolutely possible to create the life that you want, despite how bad things might look right now. All it requires you to do, along with, you know, obviously hard work and educating yourself, finding mentors, and all the other stuff that you hear. But this extra little piece, this extra little secret sauce can really help you make that a reality quicker and easier than fighting maybe your natural state or constantly climbing this uphill battle and fighting this uphill challenge to try and force your reality to be what you want and try to force something that is ultimately fighting against you. But if you understand how a simple concept of how you think and how you feel can change your results based on all the stuff we got off in this video, you can and you will change your life, guys. And this is stuff that I'm learning. This is stuff that I'm starting to apply now to my life. So I don't know, follow my journey and see where I end up. But at the end of the day, guys, I want to share this information with you because as long as you know this information, right? They say that knowledge is power. So if you understand this information, then this knowledge is self-empowerment, okay? Because this is the gift of being a human being. Nobody else on planet Earth can do this process here, all right? And like they said, man, I mean, like God created us in his own image. What does that mean? God was a creator. we are innately creators. We have the ability to think a thought and make it happen, right? Tesla was just a thought in some guy's mind, and he created it into reality. The same way you might have a thought to be rich, or you might have a thought to be, wealthy, or to travel, or to be, famous, or to have a successful career, or to have a beautiful family. It starts in your mind, right? It starts in your mind. But if you can embody that emotion and feel that before that event has actually happened, and start to take action towards that, not only will you start to walk towards that and start to create that, and that thing will become a reality in your life, but that thing will find you, because you're putting out that energy out there, and like attracts like. All right, guys, so if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified on any videos that I do. And if you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me, man. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to talk to you guys more about this, how this all works. And yeah, without that being said, man, my name is Gabe McKenzie. Catch you guys on the next video.